Right, wrapping up Tuesday's trading session, and moral of the story is we haven't taken anything. The particular focus of why I'm doing this is one, because I need to do a daily update and kind of trading performance. I'm logging it for my own personal benefit too. But also, there's value in this because every trader goes through the same things. I am in the phase where I've created as much opportunity as possible. I'm getting up earlier. I trade basically a full London trading session before I go to the gym. I do my gym training session, then I come back just in time for just before comics open, leading up to the volatility being introduced into New York, and then we have the New York Open. So I've created the opportunity for me to be able to execute positions and look for opportunity, but I still have the lack of ability to execute on every single trade outcome. Now, granted, price action hasn't been the world's best. However, when you use your intuition and actually have conviction in trades, your narrative is checked, your liquidity areas is checked, your mirror is checked, your narrative and price is checked, but you don't get into the trade position. Take, for example, you've got, even before this, you had the 2 p.m., you even had below 12 o'clock, you had driving candles that had the opportunity to start pushing you up. And if you had taken a little bit more initiative on the charts to make it work, you would have gotten into this position. I'd follow the trend. If we just break down on price action, what we wanted from yesterday actually played out. We wanted 46.32 to get tapped, right? That is the minimum requirement that price action needs to retest, which you finally did today. Now, in London session, we didn't really do too much, which is what made me kind of say, right, we're looking for potential breakouts or we're looking for rejections. Whichever one happens first, we're going to start taking. You had a liquidity area, price action swept it, you rebroke the highs, and once you started rebreaking the highs to have a breakout, you should be utilizing that momentum to your upside. Because the daily time frame is going up, the 4 hour time frame is going up, the 1 hour is going up, everything looks super bullish. Now, granted, closures aren't the best, but you are getting retests. You utilize that on the lower time frame structure. You can understand that you're in a bullish trend. Take trades. The same thing can be going for me to say to myself, oh, you shouldn't have traded today because if you did and it didn't come out into your desired outcome, then you'd be technically forcing a trade, so on and so forth. So you can go into two completely different perspectives as a trader. But the one that I want to fixate more on is, as long as your validations were present, you can enter the trade. We had validations, we had closures, we had liquidity areas. The only thing we didn't have was price action actually giving me exactly what we wanted on the price structure, which was here. So this one is the one that I came closest to taking a position. Previous candle closed 15 minutes before the candle, you tapped you in. If you look on the 1 minute, that's a fake out. I wasn't looking at the opportunity on the fake out. I was looking for a closure on the hour. And when I had the closure on the hour, I wanted this to open up with a bottom wick first before the push up, which unfortunately you didn't get. So technically I wasn't validated. However, if I took the initiative on the lower time frame and said, actually wait, if I had noticed and focused more on that 1 minute time frame, I would have actually identified how this position would play out. We are looking for buys. We know that we're looking for buys. So many things can be said, but I feel like this is a feeling, it's not a fact. I feel like today has been a wasted session where I've showed up to the charts. I've seen opportunity, but I couldn't execute. Whether that means I don't have big enough balls or whether that means my validations aren't clear enough doesn't really speak to me right now. We're still sitting in the exact same position. We're at less than 1%. We're a week in. This needs to change. I can't be babying an account. We need to fix this. And it all starts with how I'm going to approach the charts, enter trades, manage risk. I've got the systems locked in. I've got the risk locked in. The only thing is pressing the button to enter the trade to make sure we're actually going to take advantage of what we say we want to get. It sounds so easy, yet it's what's taken me more than 2 years to figure out, and I'm still figuring it out. So there's my 2 cents. It's a completely raw video. I'm just trying to upload non-edited, super raw videos, and hopefully, one, for myself documenting this journey, but also two, to help others in this journey of life of trading. This shit is psychology. It's purely psychology. It's purely price action. It's purely just reading and analyzing and systemizing your approaches. it isn't that hard. But it is hard because of psychology. Because every single time, every single day when you show up to the charts, you're always going to get the question in your head, am I going to be paid today? I might even give back to the markets. It's actually one of the hardest jobs, arguably, in the world. No, not doctor level. Don't compare it to doctors. Don't compare it to other jobs like that. But in terms of a mental psychology point of view, and the uncertainty and the inconsistency, if you don't treat it like a proper business, if you don't treat it like a proper strategy, yes, you will never become profitable. And I can say that even though I'm not profitable, because I know what it takes, yet I'm really struggling to pull the trigger just on executing these trades. I don't want to blame it on shit price action, because price action, although it's shit, still gives you the requirements you want to enter the markets. And that's it. We're going to end the Tuesday trading session here. We'll come back for Wednesday. We'll have a full London and a full New York session with a gym session break in between. And that is a wrap for Tuesday, and hopefully we can come back on the charts and dominate for Wednesday.